What's up, everybody? So we're out in the shop, and y'all probably thought y'all weren't going to get a video today because typically on Sundays I release videos at 9 a.m. But at first I was thinking, man, I don't really want to try and release a video today because there's a few things that I've got to get done before I can actually get the amount of work done on this Wakizashi that I wanted to get done. For one, I went through this whole entire process not even thinking about the fact that I need a quench tank that is going to be long enough to be able to quench this. Now, luckily for me, I do have things like this. I'm actually going to use this as a quench tank. So what this is a post setter, you know, big tube. It's sealed on the bottom. I'm probably going to go ahead and use this as my quench tank. I really don't use this hardly ever for setting posts or anything like that, but it is perfect to be able to actually quench this. So I'm going to end up using this for that. Now, so what I've got to do is I've got to go ahead and grind in bevels and then get this thing quenched, and I'm probably going to do that over the next couple of days, get everything set up on that. And then on Friday, what I'll do is I'll release the video of me grinding the bevels, you know, heat treating, going through that whole process, and we'll focus on that day. What I'm going to be quenching this in whenever I do that is going to be peanut oil. Just some great value Walmart brand peanut oil. I use that for quenching all of my 5160, and it is just what I know works and gives me the hardness that I want and has worked on multiple blades that I've done in the past with this same exact steel. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, in some of the comments, I've got a few different questions about what I'm going to do to this. You know, am I going to do a hamon on it? Am I going to do, there's like 13 different things that go into a Wakizashi that have awesome, crazy names that almost every character in Naruto is named after. I never really realized that as many people in that anime series are named after parts of like katanas and wakizashis and all that. But I am not going to do a hamon on this sword. The reason behind that is 5160 does not take a hamon very well. You can get it to give you kind of sort of a hamon, but because 5160 is a slower quenching steel, it doesn't quench super fast, you know. You can get a nice hamon in something like 1095 because you can do a brine quench and just do an edge quench and get yourself a nice cool contrast with the hamon there. Stuff like that it works really well for that. But for something like 5160, with the amount of chromium and different things that they are in this particular steel, it doesn't take a hamon that well. So that was the reason why I textured it. So whenever you see all the way through here, let's see if I can get the focus on here. You see all of this texture, all of this hammering and everything that we did all the way across this. What that's going to do is create a cool wave figure all the way down the line where the transition from the bevels meet the flats. And that is going to be something that is going to be an interesting look. And to give you an idea, this right here, this is what it looks like transitioning into that. This was a knife that I did a little while back. You see how cool that is with the transition from those textured bevel or flats into the bevels? We're going to have that all the way down this blade. Now, I am going to do a few different things different. I am going to do the tip a little bit more traditional. There will be a section that changes into the tip, but I'm not doing all of the stuff that makes this a traditional wakizashi. I'm doing this in the Rivers Experience fashion. So because I wanted to use this particular steel and it doesn't produce a hamon, I textured everything to kind of give us that hamon line, or that cool figure all the way down the blade, and make it look really unique in the process. And then I'm also not doing my handle like a traditional, wakizashi. I'm doing something that is, of course, longer than a regular knife handle. This is quite a bit longer. If I was just to suck my hand up into this little notch right here, that's how much longer the handle is than my hand is wide. So it is a longer handle. What that's going to let me do is make a really cool handle for this. And I'm going to be using black G10, some white G10, and then this right here. This is some of the leftover from the Damascus build that we did. I'm using this on the back. So we'll have the back of this, and then it'll be black up here. There'll be some white. Whenever y'all see the handle scales made up, you're gonna go, wow, that's gonna look cool. But we'll have a whole video dedicated to that. Now, I'm excited about this build because I've wanted to do something like a sword for a while, and I think that not focusing on what the traditional version of this is and giving y'all my interpretation of this is the right way to go, because everything on my channel is based on my version of things that I've seen in the past and builds that I've seen, and I try my hardest not to do something that's already been done, not to do a build that somebody else has done. This is me. This is all the stuff that comes out of my head. Y'all are here to watch me make stuff like this, not do something that a ton of people have already done. You can watch those videos. You can see that stuff on Google. You can look that stuff up right now. But whenever I make something, that is y'all's first time typically seeing something like that. And that is the point behind my channel, is me just doing these things, and if they work, awesome. If they don't, that's okay. We experience it, we learn from that experience, and then I share that with you. That's the whole point. If you've ever actually looked at the stuff that I put on there, my motto is experience, learn, teach. You experience the thing, you learn from the experience, and then you teach what you've learned. That is the whole point behind my channel. I want to make sure that I'm actually going through and trying this stuff out, and I want y'all to do the same thing, where y'all actually go through, and if it's a success, great. If it's not a success, you got the experience of using your hands and your thought process and thinking through what you're doing, and then you got to learn from that experience, whether it was a success and you learned from the success, or whether it was a failure and you learned from the failure. You still learned something. And then the goal is, once you learn what it is, success or failure, and then figure out what you're going to do moving forward, go ahead and teach someone that. Whether it is a success or a failure, someone can learn from your success or your failure. And it's just awesome. That is what we are here to do. It's experiencing something, learning from the experience, teaching from that thing. And I think a lot of people should, get on board with that and try and do that, because especially on hobbies like this, knife making, bladesmithing, or whether you're doing woodworking, or, all of these different trades that, require you to use your hands to actually do something, make something, build something, or take something from just a block of steel, a chunk of metal, and then you turn it into something completely different. Stuff like that needs to get taught to people. It needs to get taught to the young generation, because all that stuff's just kind of going away and everybody's focused on, you know, their phones, their tablets, you know. And of course, as I'm saying this, you're probably watching me on a phone or a tablet. But, you know, a lot of the kids nowadays are so focused on their screens, they're not focused on, you know, actually getting outside and doing something with their hands and, you know, having that process go through their life. And I really feel like that's something that the world is missing right now. So make sure that you go through your life, you experience things, you learn from your experiences, you teach from them, you know. Wasn't planning on doing like a motivational thing with this video, but it happened. Hopefully it was motivating to some of y'all. But a lot of the things that I do on my channel are based on that, you know, things that I've done in the past, things that I've made, and then taking different parts of that, the successes, and putting them into my new builds, but also building something based on me and what I've experienced versus trying to replicate something that somebody else did. You know, that was their thing. This is mine. So trying to compare it to something that is super traditional, it's probably not going to be a good idea, because I'm going to do the things that I think make sense, and we're going to end up with something really cool, hopefully, and something that y'all get to just enjoy and watch and go, wow, okay, cool, no, I dig that. Or, hey, I don't think that was the right decision. I don't know why he made that decision. That's okay, you know, learn from that, and then whenever you start making yours, modify it based on those things that you experienced, learned, and taught yourself off of what I did. Guys, on this week's Shop Talk Tuesday, we are putting the edge on our giveaway knife, and then we're going to go ahead, cut some stuff, and I'm going to tell you how to enter in to win that knife. It is a very simple process, so it's nothing complicated. You don't have to go to like 5 websites or anything like that. It's going to be a real simple process. So hopefully y'all are super hyped about trying to win that knife. And yeah, we're going to have that on Tuesday. And then on Friday, we will make this thing look ridiculously awesome, because you'll start seeing the bevels. You'll start seeing that design that I'm talking about with the texture and everything on there. So that is the goal for this Friday's video. Guys, that's pretty much the end of this one. If y'all would, give this video a thumbs up, share this video or one of my other videos. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers. That's what it's going to take to win this giveaway knife. So, guys, thanks for coming by. Thanks for spending your time with me. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. I'll catch y'all next time.